Okay, so this continuing on with now my brain has two ways of thinking, and when I wake up in the morning, I get to make a choice depending, and it's usually dependent on, have I gone to enough meetings? Have I been reaching out to people? Am I taking care of my mental health? Like, am I doing self-care? Am I going for walks? Am I meeting up with friends? Like, it's all dependent on, and am I sleeping? Like that, have I eaten? What do they say? Hungry, angry, lonely, tired. If I am any of those things, I'm probably always going to go with the negative thinking. But if I'm on top of taking care of myself, I can choose to think differently. And it's cute because one of my kids, one of the sayings that was said to me is, you can restart your day anytime. Like, say you wake up and you're in a bad mood and you're like, oh, fucking, the whole day is going to be ruined, right? Like, our brains are just wired that way. And I was taught, oh, you can actually stop yourself and be like, wait, I can actually restart my day right now. And so me and my daughter would say that back and forth. If we were in a bad mood, she would say to me, you can start your day over right now. I loved it. It was great. It was like such a good little way of basically saying, okay, bitch, get your shit together. And another tool that my sponsor suggested with this cognitive behavioral therapy part, even though that's not part of the program, and I'm just naming it that way because that's the only way that I think there's programs out there that are like that, but she was just teaching me based on the program. And then the other thing was that when you are feeling, say you've done something and you don't feel good about it, right? You're like, God, why did I say that? Or why did I do that? And then you're beating yourself up over it. You're going to notice it. Then you're going to say the opposite, whether you fucking believe it or not. You're just going to say the opposite. You know what? You're doing the best you can, and you're doing a good job. But then you can also close your eyes. And if you can envision, what would it look like if I did that differently in the way that I wish I had done it? That's fucking powerful. That shit works. Okay? Because if you can't imagine it for yourself, it can't happen. So if you're beating yourself up, you recognize it, you're like, oh, fuck, I wish I didn't do that. Close your eyes and picture what you would, the way that you wish you had handled that situation. And then next time, you might handle it the way that you envisioned. It's really fucking cool. I'm so obsessed with the brain, which is so funny that my brain is dying. I love that. It's my favorite part of myself now, which is so fucking hilarious. Like, it's like my higher power has a sense of humor. Okay? If you think about it, right? Like, because I do believe in a higher power. And I think my higher power has a really funny, like, they have a good sense of humor because now I would have never said 16 years ago when I got sober that my brain was my favorite part of myself, but it is, because it has transformed who I am. And it has transformed to, I'm not afraid to talk to people. I don't know when it happened. All I know is I did the work, and I just kept doing the work. And then eventually I started being able to look people in the eye. And then I was like, oh my God, I don't hate myself today. And sometimes it was only 2 minutes in a day that I didn't hate myself. But that was like, oh my God, I'm going to hold on to that 2 minutes. And that, like, all the hard work that I was putting in to get 2-minute reprieve of fear, the reprieve of self-hatred, the reprieve of being uncomfortable in my skin or hating other people, whatever that little reprieve is. Peace and contentment is the reprieve I'm talking about. If I could get 2 minutes of peace and contentment and quietness of my mind, oh my God, that kept me going. Because no drug and no drink ever made me feel that way. I thought it did, because that was the only solution back then. And so now I have more reprieve and more peace and contentment than I do spiraling, fear, negative, negative talking, looking at the world negatively, being selfish, being, like I have changed from being so self-centered. I'm not saying I'm not selfish sometimes, because yeah, I am. Aren't we all a little? But I think when I was using, I was acting as if I loved people based on, like, that's all I knew. But doing the work that I've done now, the love that I have and that I can give to other people, like being selfless, is what feeds my soul, not being selfish. That is so strange. Like, it's such a weird paradox, really. And if you're not in a program, or if you're not ready to get sober, you know what? You're going to get sober if you have a problem with, you can apply any of this stuff to any of the addictions I mentioned. And you don't have to go to any program. I mean, you can if you want. And I highly suggest, if you're an alcoholic, to go to a 12-step program, because it saved my life, got my entire life back. I was able to get a mortgage. I'm like sitting with a mortgage broker going, this bitch has no idea I'm a drug addict. I mean, I had been sober for about 9 years at that point, but I couldn't believe somebody was going to give me a mortgage, because they had no idea that you don't know that I'm like, like I wasn't supposed to ever own a home. I don't own it anymore, but anyways, there's a few, on my second year of recovery, I really dug deep to, the higher power thing, which, again, don't let that scare you off. Because once I just did the program for the first year and I realized, okay, I can actually stay sober, then it kind of got fun to explore what a higher power looked like for me, because you get to make up your own mind. And so I was just exploring a lot of different things. And so I was getting really into Buddhism, and I was taking, going to Buddhist classes like every week. And one woman that I read a lot and I adore so much, and has helped me through most of my life, is this beautiful woman, Pema Chodron. She's a Buddhist nun. She lives in Nova Scotia. So she has 1 million books. This one's Living Beautifully. Here's another one, Taking the Leap. I have so many of them. But what I like about her readings is it's Buddhist based. It's about mindfulness. But what I like about her is she talks about addiction. Like, like you can read a Buddhist book and it can be like, stay mindful and blah, blah, blah. But she talks about the nitty gritty of life, right? And that's what I relate to. Because if I want to relate to something, I need it to be, what's the word? I need it to be kind of like me, I guess. Like the bare bones, the deep parts of me that are gross and ugly and that I don't like about myself. I need somebody to talk about that and then tell me how to live with that, or how to do that differently. She talks a lot about fear. She also is on YouTube. She's very old. She's the cutest little thing you've ever seen. She does a lot of talks. So if you're not a reader, you can go on YouTube, just listen to a few of her talks, and they just always help me. She's a beautiful person. Anyways, if there's any questions you guys have about addiction and being sober and all that stuff, just ask.